All right, is this thing on? Wait a minute. Hello? Hello? Oh, mic check. All right. All right, is this thing on? Wait a minute. Hello? Hello? Oh, mic check. All right. All right, is this thing on? All right. The monitor's kicking back into the audio loop. Looks like the mic's working. I am streaming on YouTube, so made sure that there are no backtracks of any kind, as I rather not get a copyright strike on YouTube. So there was music here, but I removed it, and that's about it. I'm going to try to do some more streams on YouTube, try to get some leverage as things go on and see how it goes. Crypto markets are down, as everybody that's been following it already knows, but I think things are going to evolve well this year in 2022 for crypto in general. We're going to have more regulation, obviously, once the Congress actually does its job and hopefully does not do anything crazy with the regulation. But looking at Solana at 135, Bitcoin at 41,735, Ethereum at 3,000. I was wondering if it was going to dip below 3,000. It's been hovering in the low 3,000s for a little while now. In crypto time, a few days here. Ethereum may dip below 3,000, and that leads me to the main story that I'm going to be streaming about. Nvidia has made a big deal with Flux, and I've been covering Flux a little bit on the streams. I've been following Son of a Tech on YouTube, great streamer on YouTube if you're into crypto mining. Even if you're investing, it's good to know about what's happening in mining. He has a lot of great streams. I'll have some future Flux videos on how to mine on Flux. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. Maybe in the next month or so. But finishing up with everything else that I watch, Cardano at 1.13, and I don't see much movement on Cardano. I think it's going to be one of the more stable, less volatile cryptos. And yes, I have Shibu Inu on here. It's down here on the bottom left. It is at 0.000026668. You can, obviously, as I always preface, I'm not giving investment advice, but this is just providing analysis. But at this price point, you can buy up a lot of Shibu Inu for even just $100. I got somebody in the chat. Just give me a second here. Coming off Twitch. Probably a gamer. And then finishing up. Actually, yeah, with Shiba Inu, Dogecoin has been trying to move to Ethereum. That's what I've read. That's what seems to be public knowledge. And XRP here, USDT. And Doge has been sinking lower and lower. It's at 0.14. And as I stated all last year, if Doge doesn't make a big move, join a big network like Ethereum, it has no future. And from what I'm aware, it's not making any moves. I'm not hearing any news. Last I heard was a few months ago that they were trying to get onto the Ethereum network. Obviously, there's been issues with that. And then all of a sudden, Shiba Inu comes on to the Ethereum network as an ERC20 token. And steals all of Doge's thunder. So Doge is kind of in a predicament here. If it moves to Ethereum, it's Shiba Inu is already there. I think it'll steal some of the thunder away from that transition. So I have concerns about Doge's long-term prospects. Also, Elon Musk, who we've covered on the Canuck and Yankee show. We did the Billionaire Bash back in November. We covered Elon a lot. I cover him a lot because he holds a lot of sway with what he says on Twitter or what he says publicly. But my understanding is that I have issues on whether Elon Musk really understands the crypto markets. He's made public statements that he doesn't understand Ethereum and smart contracts. Well, that sounds to me like if he has any kind of programming skills, he needs to program smart contracts. He needs to. I think he has enough technological prowess to do that. But I don't know. He just says strange things, and his backing of Doge, I'm questioning as Doge moves forward and doesn't make any kind of deals. But we'll see what happens in 2022. Also going to be following Ergo. I have it on here. It's at 4.2. Ergo has made some deals with Cardano that I'm interested in finding more about. I may also be doing some mining tests. Mining, Ergo. That may be in the works. But let me move on to the Flux story. Check chat. And Dasus Chanel says in the chat, I am doing great, and you? I'm doing all right. And also goes on to say, crypto, I really had great experience on this domain, but I stick to real estate and trading and stuff. Yeah, but crypto has become mainstream. Obviously, do your own research. Get into crypto because you've done your homework. And you've done the analysis. Do not put money into crypto you can't afford to lose. It is not fully regulated. It's just starting to get regulated. I cover on variant-news.com. I have a link. Actually, I'll post it now. It should be in the main. Actually, let me just go to the main site. I need to get a trigger for this in the Restream.io chat. It's the Bizarro. I'll find the link and post it before the end of the stream if I don't find it here. I have to go back to December, January, November. I'll post the link. Oh, here it is. I need to start adding more stuff to this. That's the link. The link title here basically says it. Basics of it. This is the 2021 amendments to the tax code that the Congress passed last year. I'm still getting clarification on all of this. Congress moves very slow and back and forth. There's all the polarization in U.S. Congress. But there's the link, and that'll be the start of all of the crypto legislation that I'll be doing. But crypto has become mainstream. It's slowly coming into the mainstream. And this deal with Nvidia and Flux, I think, is obviously we'll have to look back on history, but this will be the pivotal moment where people were able to transition away from mining Ethereum. And I've been following Son of a Tech for a long time on YouTube, and he has stated that and this is definitely a long shot, but now that Nvidia, one of the biggest GPU makers and part of the mining process, making a deal with Flux. Ethereum developers, they have to be watching this, obviously. I mean, and their transition to proof of stake has been just disastrous. There's not a lot of positive, I don't think you can really say about it. Gas fees have gone up for Ethereum, which is really, I mean, I think that's one thing anybody that works with Ethereum, I mean, unless you're a very large holder of Ethereum, you kind of look the other way and you don't really face the issues around the high fluctuating gas prices. And the gas prices are basically whenever you have Ethereum and you need to move it to exchange, you need to move it anywhere you could take your Ethereum and buy a Cardano, you have to pay these gas fees, and they fluctuate intensely from low to high. But pretty much there are, in the past, I'd say year, there hasn't been any affordable gas fees. I mean, you really have to time the market right and really know what you're doing. You got to put a lot of work into it, time the market, and you might be able to get a decent deal, but that's kind of faded. So Ethereum has big issues, and let me pull up the media viewer. That is not the right video, but we're going to start first with what is Flux, and then we'll look at the Flux and Nvidia deal. So Flux is the new generation of scalable, decentralized cloud infrastructure. So cloud, that's just basically a bunch of servers on the internet, and it's decentralized in that there isn't one controlling server. That's the basics of it, but that's very oversimplified. So basically with Flux, you simply develop, manage, and spawn your applications on multiple servers at once, ready for Web 3.0, DApps, and more. Obviously, this is something you got to do research. It's something that's going to take time. But with Nvidia now backing it, I mean, it may become more profitable to mine Flux. We don't know. I think that could happen if Ethereum does decide to do proof of stake and get rid of miners, which it seems to be the case, but they've had so many problems getting to there, and now with this Nvidia deal, who knows what's going to happen. But it's pretty much certain that Ethereum will. My hunch now that is, there's a large pool of developers and people in the Ethereum community that they're holding massive amounts of Ethereum, and they just don't want to continue to support mining. But at the same time, now you have this huge deal with Nvidia and Flux, and they're basically kind of stealing all of Ethereum's thunder. Ethereum has a lot of competitors, not just Flux, but Solana, Cardano, Polkadot, just to name the bigger ones. So moving on with Flux, what inspired Flux? How does it work? Limitations, social, NFTs and gaming, rewards and passive income, closing thoughts. A lot of people have, it's kind of like people either love NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, which are basically just anything that is a digital asset. It could be a piece of art. It could be like a picture, but then that picture is digital, so it can be programmed. So you could tap into information. You could have information coming into the artwork or whatever. The image could transform digitally to another image. It can do anything that a computer programmer can do in an NFT. It's basically sky's the limit. So it does have potential, but it's getting a lot of pushback, especially in the gaming space. I'm seeing NFTs being pushed into the gaming space. Fortnite is a perfect example. You could basically say that Fortnite skins, when you go play Fortnite, you get the skins that give you your appearance, your avatar appearance, that's an NFT. And it's possible that Fortnite will incorporate NFTs into the game if the momentum continues in gaming. And then there's rewards and passive income, and then closing thoughts. We'll just do a little bit of this, maybe just the what is Flux portion. Flux is a decentralized computing network aimed to depend solely on its systems, hardware, participants, and its blockchain. As society grows and becomes centralized, and create an opportunity where companies can monopolize their sector. As an example, Facebook, Google, and Apple have a tight grip on how the tech sector runs and is perceived. They generally produce the trends and lifestyles we all live through. As competition grows to few tech giants, it creates a high barrier to entry as a result. Barriers to entry prevent individuals from resolving issues present in larger scale companies, i.e. Facebook, with perceived privacy security issues. Flux takes a solution in hand and decentralizes the web to create a platform for creators, where concepts, ideas, and values are up to the validator creating on the blockchain. With the rising influence of art, NFTs, metaverse, and gaming, the adoption of the abstract concepts like a decentralized web becomes more accepted. I have to fix the stream. Sorry about that. I had it on some COVID weirdness. So there's that. This is the article that I've been reading. So just to give an example of how powerful Flux could become, I'm looking at, my brother's a cartoonist, so I'm looking at setting up an NFT out of his comics, right? So become a non-fungible token, put it on a website, and then basically charge for it. And it's basically just a digital comic. NFTs are just a way to create a digital asset, put it into the network, online on the internet, utilize the blockchain and the whole crypto ecosystem where you can purchase digital assets. That's the basics of it. So, especially with the pandemic and what have you, there's been a mass exodus. A lot of people have quit their jobs, and something like Flux is going to help people start businesses, get online. It's going to help startups in general. So we'll go over the basics of how does it work. Flux, a native GPU mineable proof of work coin, which is what Ethereum started out as, and Ethereum is now going to proof of stake. Coin. So it's a coin providing incentive for hardware costs, proof of work. XDAO governance on-chain and bad actor mitigation via staking requirements for running hardware. Flux nodes can be run on Raspberry Pi, home PC, servers, VPS hardware from anywhere in the world. Flux node operators are rewarded with Flux through block rewards, but are also able to earn other cryptocurrency by hosting specific dApps on their nodes. So this is pretty complex. It's technical. You kind of have to have server administrative skills to do it, but it seems like there's a huge market on the cloud, and I'm looking at this, how to mine on the cloud also on top of what I'm doing where I have a physical mining rig that I do out of my home. And it seems like there's companies out there, but I need to do a lot of research that make it easier to get up and running, so you don't have to be a server administrator to get up and running. But I'll have a future stream on that and just go over how to mine on the cloud. We're going to move on here to the big deal. I'm not seeing a lot of videos on YouTube for this announcement. I'm pretty excited for it, but it doesn't seem like it's very viral at the moment. So hopefully there's more news that comes out of this. I'm sure that Son of a Tech will be doing a video on this Nvidia deal. So this is from fluxofficial.medium.com. And checking out the chat. Dasu's channel says, thank you. Yeah, Dasus, thanks for coming by and hanging out in the chat. I'm going to be working on weekly crypto streams starting on Mondays. I have to nail a set time, but it's probably going to be, I think what I'm going to look at is always having a broadcast at 6 p.m., whether it's a rebroadcast or a live broadcast. Sometimes I can do shows before 6 p.m. and then I'll just rebroadcast them at 6 p.m., but I think I'm going to start doing at 6 p.m. every Monday, a crypto show, Cryptopia show, and then maybe additional shows through the week and also rebroadcast. But thank you for stopping by and getting engaged. I appreciate it. So, from fluxofficial.medium.com, Flux and Nvidia's shared passion for innovation will make 2022 a landmark year for Web 3.0. Flux has been accepted into the Nvidia Inception program. As a premier partner, Flux will be able to evolve faster through access to Nvidia's cutting-edge technology and experts, networking events, and co-marketing support. Now, Nvidia, which I've covered last year, has been hash rate limiting Ethereum, and everybody in the mining community is wondering why, because it seemed Nvidia makes so much money selling to miners, especially the large mining rigs, but those are special backroom deals. And for them to put this hash limiter in place on Ethereum is, everybody was perplexed by it. And now it all makes sense to me. Nvidia must have been working behind the scenes with Flux and working on this deal, and now has announced it here in 2022. And that's why they had the hash rate limiter. And I think a lot of gamers out there were disillusioned. I feel bad for them. They thought that Nvidia was doing this to... Well, I think there were also all those gamers that could see through all the smoke and mirrors. But, yeah, Nvidia did not limit the hash rate for mining Ethereum because it cares about gamers. It did it because it was making a deal with Flux. They're not going to say that publicly, but that's why they did what they did. So Flux was created with the very purpose of innovating blockchain technology and developing the foundational technology, infrastructure, and tools for Web 3. Web 3 is an evolved, decentralized internet that empowers users and delivers a whole new experience by leveraging technological breakthroughs such as blockchain, AI, edge computing, and machine learning. Now, one of the things that's, for me personally, that's most important with all of this is the move towards allowing free speech online. There are oppressive governments all around the world. Even here in the United States, there has been issues around censorship, especially during presidential election years. So basically, there's also the interplanetary file system, which I don't think they're going to mention in any of these articles, but IPFS is a decentralized node-based system. It's basically the nodes are just file servers, okay? So if you have a news report or just anything, I've been putting my streams up on IPFS. You then copy it up with an app. There's an IPFS desktop app, and then your copy, say it's a video of my past stream, I upload that. It then propagates, it copies itself to all the other nodes worldwide. So there's thousands of them, or what have you. And blockchain is used there to make sure that the media doesn't get tampered with. Definitely IPFS definitely needs better security built into it. That's gonna take time, but it'll get there. So you will have moving forward a way to push your media up there, whatever you're doing streams, whatever, and it can't be censored. And if we get to the point where IPFS matures, basically all these streamers on DLive, whatever, we can all utilize that and prevent our streams from getting knocked down. And I think it's going to create a whole new market that has not existed before for streaming technology. And that's what I'm moving towards as a developer, a system server administrator. I'm trying to figure all that out. We could get to a point where basically you just have to get the bandwidth, and then you can stream it out. So basically, you just get your bandwidth from your broadband provider, or what have you, or you get a deal with a cloud infrastructure company like Linoid or what have you, and that basically gets streamed out, and then you use a technology similar to what Restream.io does, and you relay it around to all of any platforms that would exist at that point. Taking a look at this. This is, let's see, Nvidia. This is kind of just boilerplate promotional stuff. Here it says Flux already utilizes Nvidia technology in the Flux computational network, as Nvidia Jetson single-board computers can operate as nodes on the Flux network. This partnership will help Flux explore many more use cases for Nvidia's groundbreaking technology in combination with the powerful decentralized Flux network. I'm wondering what this Nvidia Jetson single-board computers are. So I guess Nvidia's, I don't know if they're getting into the operating system business. I'll have to take a look at that. I need to make a note of this. But that's the crux of it. This will probably be good to go over. Flux, the computation network that runs 3.0. Flux is an entire ecosystem tailor-made to provide developers with the necessary tools and infrastructure they need to build and host decentralized applications on Web 3.0. It operates a powerful decentralized computational network consisting of more than 2,600 nodes and leverages blockchain technology to create a truly decentralized infrastructure for Web 3.0. I think that's it for... Yeah, I'm going to finish up just with Nvidia and Flux deal. I've got the Canuck. The Canuck is back home, and we are working on the next Canuck and Yankee show. That'll be this Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern, so I'm going to be meeting with him soon, so I need to finish up the stream. And wanted to just do some side stories here. This one is related to crypto mining. And if there's anybody out there, you've ever seen this, but the Canuck sent me this. This Tesla owner says he mines up to $800 a month in cryptocurrency with his car. This just looks like a scam. It's just one of these clickbait kind of things. And I just was taken aback by it. I might even show this if I do some research on it for Bizarro News. Coming up in the next couple weeks, maybe. Hold on a second. I gotta send a chat to the Canuck. So anyway, this guy is basically crypto mining with a Mac M1. Now, everything that I've read, and it's not affordable and cost-effective to mine on an M1. Now, down the road, there may be something with CPU mining because the M1 is so specialized, but there'd have to be specialized software, mining software, built around the M1 to leverage it. If somebody would develop that, then I think you could mine on the M1, like on a Mac Mini. I'm looking at getting the new Mac Minis. I'm hoping it's like a 10-core. And I hope that they announce it before the first quarter. But I'm going to dig into this story. It just seems bizarre, but this is how people get views on TikTok and YouTube, places like that. But it was interesting because it was so bizarre. But I highly doubt that it's affordable to mine in your Tesla. But hey, if I could figure out how to do it, then I could just drive around and mine. All right, so just wanted to briefly mention Intel's Deep Link, which may have some great gains for people that mine if things move towards that. I don't know if Intel will at a company level support mining similar to what Nvidia has done with Flux, but it's possible. But Intel's Deep Link technology gives PC creators, game makers, and media developers the ability to seamlessly take advantage of CPU plus integrated and discrete graphics. So basically what that means is you buy an Intel PC, it's got an Intel CPU, right? And then it's got an integrated GPU, which is, a chip on the motherboard. That's the GPU. They're not very powerful. They're not as powerful as discrete graphic cards that are the real big ones that you put into the long PCIe Express slots. But they're gaining in power. So basically, you could work together your CPU, your integrated graphics GPU, and your discrete graphics GPU. So you could put multiple discrete graphics GPUs in a PC and utilize your small integrated GPU that's on the motherboard and the CPU. So this technology may have great promise. We have to see. But if you could leverage all of that, your discrete GPU or multiple discrete GPUs and the integrated for mining, and also throw the CPU in there, I have to see. There may be promise for crypto mining with Deep Link technology. I think it would, with Nvidia's Flux deal, it makes good financial sense for Intel to do the same and try to promote mining with some other entity or whatever. But in my opinion, it's probably unlikely that Intel will publicly support mining in any way. Anyway, I just wanted to mention the Intel Deep Link tech because I'm going to be doing future streams on it, if for the very least for gaming and also for video editing, media creation. There could be big advancements on the Intel side. I do a lot of video editing. I know there's a lot of people online do a lot of video editing, YouTube, what have you. So this Deep Link technology will be very good for that, it looks like. All right, I'm going to end the stream. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for their support for Das's channel. In the chat today, thank you. Once again, I'm going to be working on a crypto stream every Monday, 6 p.m. So I'm going to rebroadcast this stream at 6 p.m. All right, thanks everybody. And take care, be safe. And may your 2022 be blessed, and take care.